Good morning, everyone. Service will begin in 5 minutes. Please come on upstairs.
So what he has said, good morning, Unity San Francisco. Check your numbers, people. We have reached our prelude portion of the service. And it is our freedom service. If you are downstairs, I have to ask, why? What are you doing? Get rid of it. You want to be up here at the top, people? So in typical fashion, as you know how we do, we have a theme. You may notice that the songs all have a similar vibe. They all have the same name. Freedom! If you're downstairs, I have to ask why.
Come on up.
Come on up. 1, 2, 3, and la 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 It's one of those songs you just snap. 1, 2, 3, and first name is free. My last name is love. 'Cause you still believe in where we are from. Man's red flower is in every living thing. Mind use your power. Spirit use your wings. Freedom. Cheetahs need to eat, so run antelope. Your first name is Queen, last name is Dove. 'Cause I still believe in everyone. When a baby first breathes, like sea sunrise, the whale hunts the sea. When we recognize freedom, again.
Freedom, 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 freedom,
Here,
freedom.
beat off from heat. The electric one. Does it shock you to see? Shine like the sun. Atoms in the air. Organisms in the sea. Son, woman, and man. All made of the same things. Freedom. 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 Freedom.
Freedom, freedom, freedom,
Stay there.
freedom, freedom,
So this is our July 4th
freedom,
or Freedom Service,
freedom,
Independence Service.
freedom,
And while we stand and we honor the forefathers, we stand in honor of what they achieved. Can we all just agree that we are a long damn way away from freedom? Can we all just stand in the truth that there are a lot of people in this country who are not free? There are a lot of people in this country who don't even know what free tastes like. That are persecuted, imprisoned, murdered, vilified, and objectified for only wanting to be. Every individual's birthright on this planet is freedom.
freedom, freedom,
And as we believe in unity, it starts with us. Our thoughts, our choices. We change the world. So if you truly believe that you have that ability, that you have the right to grant me freedom, my children freedom, my grandchildren freedom, my trans brothers and sisters freedom, my queer brothers and sisters freedom, my brown brothers and sisters freedom, every single person's freedom. If you truly believe that, I need you to stand on your feet. I need you to stand on your feet. I need you to get out of your seat.
freedom,
I need you to sing it with me. Freedom. Sing with me. Freedom. Sing it loud.
freedom,
Say it proud.
freedom,
Sing it loud.
freedom,
I said freedom.
freedom,
I said freedom.
freedom,
I sang freedom.
freedom,
I said freedom.
freedom,
Sing freedom. 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 Freedom.
Good morning, Unity San Francisco.
Lighting switch.
I'm David. The heavens have opened up on us on our Freedom Sunday. If you don't know me, my name is David Montecalvo, and it is my privilege to be the Chief Operating Officer here at Unity San Francisco. And I feel like she also does not need any introduction.
I totally do.
But
I totally do.
this is Miss Misa Malone, our music minister.
I tend to preach it, people. Today was a day we chose to do that in Prelude. But there's a lot going on in the world, is there not? We are an unapologetically inclusive community, and basically what that means, you can show up any way you have chosen to show up, and we will honor that.
I love that.
Period. Period. And depending on how you choose to show up, I might show up that way with you, because we have the option of changing. We are ever-evolving, beautiful creatures in consistent and constant metamorphosis. So wherever you are on your journey, whether it's your spiritual journey, your self-identity journey, your spiritual journey, your physical journey, we love you. Period.
I love that. I love that. And I loved, yes, let's say amen to that, because, you know, I love what you said in the prelude about how we have that ability to maintain and grow within ourselves no matter what the circumstances tell us, because things are not good that are happening from a policy perspective, but we always have the opportunity to change and grow and all those things.
So yesterday was the end of Pride Month. And here at Unity San Francisco, not only do we stand with our queer brothers and sisters in honoring Pride, but we also honor what it means to be in this human existence and being able to have pride in however you've chosen to show up. And in this last week alone, there have been changes in legislature. There have been actions. There have been all kinds of things that are absolutely counterproductive to the statement I just made.
Yeah.
So we change the world through our thoughts, our prayers, our actions. We create the world we want to live in. We want our children to live in, our grandchildren to live in. We do that. There were people years ago who fought for affirmative action, and it became a thing. And people right now are tearing it down. There are people who fought years ago so that I could actually stand here and not have to use the service entrance. And there is something foolish going on in Florida right now that's trying to revert that. So you have the responsibility to make the world a better place. I'm gonna say it again. You have the responsibility to make the world a better place. So if you truly are leaning into these teachings and these practices, naturally, you should be doing that. Because we believe in unapologetic inclusivity. And we have an affirmation. You want to hear it? Here it go.
Yes. And this is something we can take in our hearts. We can use it to change our day-to-day conversations and how we act. So I'll read it once, and then you read it with me. I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality. Know this together. I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality.
I think in honor of Independence Day, I'm gonna need y'all to stand in dominion on that, because I didn't hear no conviction whatsoever. I heard y'all reading, so I'm gonna need you to stand in your
that
dominion,
Yes.
and say this into the world. Say this for yourselves. Say this for your families. Say this for your friends. Are you truly committed to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality? Because if you're not, I love you. This might not be the place for you, but I love you.
Re-examine
But if
that
you
for yourself.
really believe it, let me hear it. So, from the top,
I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality. And
See,
so it is.
I believed that.
Yes, so it is. I
And
love
so
that.
it is. I believed that.
We are in for a treat today because we have Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck, and I'll give a formal introduction right before his talk, but I'm going to invite him to come and open us up in prayer. Reverend Paul, take it away. Love you so much. Good morning.
Yes. Woo! Responsibility. Response ability. We all have the ability to respond in a way that's in alignment with not only who we are, but what we are. And so, in that spirit, that we are fully divine and fully human, let's have an opening prayer. And as you feel your body moving, maybe getting comfortable, air moving in and out of your lungs, check into your heart mind. How open is it right here and now? So I encourage you to open more than you were a nanosecond ago. There is only one power and one presence. And somehow, some way, all the power you have is that power. All the presence you are is that presence. You are expressing and living power and presence every moment of your life. And so I invite you now to bring that open heart, that open mind, that power and that presence to this time together as we celebrate freedom. Not only freedom from, but freedom to be fully who and what you are. Feel the truth of that. Feel that truth at a cellular level. Because as you do, you increase your response ability. And so it is. Amen.
It's all about freedom, y'all. Freedom in independent thought, freedom in independent action. Trying to rain on the thunder, tell the storm I'm new. I'ma walk, I'ma march on the regular, painting white flags blue. Y'all forgive me, I've been running blind and true. I'ma rain on this bitter love, tell the sweet I'm new. I'm telling these tears go and fall away, oh, may the last one burn into flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move, freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself, won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep running 'cause a winner don't quit on himself. Hey. Tell the tide don't move. I'm a riot through your borders. Call me bulletproof. Y'all forgive me, I've been running blind in truth. I'ma wade through your shallow love. Tell the deep I'm new. I'm telling these tears go and fall away, fall away. Oh, may the last one burn into flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep running 'cause a winner don't quit on themselves.
Yes. Ooh, I feel that freedom. I feel that dominion. I'm standing in that dominion. I hope you're all sitting in that dominion. If you're at home, online, hi, I hope you're standing or sitting in that dominion. We have so much strength within ourselves that we carry along with us. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I forget that. And so I need a little reminder. And so at Unity San Francisco, we have a number of ways in which you can stay engaged with your higher self. We have a Sunday morning sound meditation where you can get connected to the vibration of life with Reverend Elizabeth. And it's a beautiful way to just relax and just get centered. Monday through Friday, via Zoom, we have a midday meditation that happens at noon Pacific time, and it's a way to get that boost and charge for the rest of your day and your work week. And then finally, we also have a choose your own on-demand meditation, so check that out on unitysf.com or .org. If this is your first time here, we're incredibly grateful that you've chosen to spend your Sunday morning with us. Whether you're in person or online, I'm going to point you to our bulletins. If you don't have a bulletin, raise your hand, and one of our lovely ushers will bring you one. And I want to point you to, in the bulletin, there is a spiritual connection card. And if you're online, we have, someone will be dropping a link to that as well. We have a virtual spiritual connection card. And I just want to invite you to fill that out, whether you've been coming here for decades or this is your first time, fill that out, and it's a way for us to stay connected and to keep our records updated and all of that. If this is also, and as you fill out the connection card, hold on to it because we'll revisit it later when we do our spiritual practices. If this is your first time, we have a special gift for you, so please see one of our ushers. We're incredibly grateful that you're here. Now we're going to transition. If you're online, we want to say hi to you here in the room, so we're going to have an interactive meet and greet. If you're on Livestream or YouTube, go to unitysf.com and click on that Zoom link so we can all say hi. And as the music team is getting in place, we have a community song. So I'm going to invite you to stand as you are willing and able, whether you're at home or in the room, as we sing Not Forgotten.
Now we'll stand up as you're willing and able to sing in conviction and dominion that you are not forgotten. You are divine. 2, 3, and I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten. I am not forgotten. Love is my hug, a toe tap. Please respect social distancing and personal preferences. I can't talk. Personal preferences. Happy Sunday! We will have some time to connect after service, either downstairs in our hospitality or our spiritual salon Zoom room. Have a seat, everybody. I have an amazing announcement for a new group. Sit down, everybody, please. We'll have some time to connect later. Because I want you to hear this special announcement. We have two very gifted spiritual leaders in our community. One is Emmy Kelly, who is one of our board members who's online in Michigan. And she just graduated with her spiritual direction program from Unity. So we want to, congratulate her. Thank you, Emmy. You're such a gift. And we have in the room Reverend Elizabeth, who is going through her spiritual direction program. And yes. And so, as you all know, we have a number of spiritual connection groups, which are ways to just get deeper into knowing community, but then also get connected more with the Unity principles. And Emmy and Reverend Elizabeth are starting a spiritual direction group. And for those of you who don't know what spiritual direction is, it is a way for participants to show up and be facilitated in understanding what Spirit is leading us to and directing us to in our lives. Does that give it justice? And so this is a beautiful group that's starting Saturday, July 22nd, from 2 to 4. It'll be completely online, and it's monthly, and there will be 6 sessions. Be sure that you register within the first 2 sessions because it'll be closed for the sessions number 4 through 6. So you want to sign up, in other words, right now. This is an amazing group. It's limited to 6 participants, right? So we want to make sure you get there as soon as possible, and there will be a waiting list. So thank you, Emmy and Reverend Elizabeth, for facilitating that. Now we're about to have a song, but I want to introduce Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. He is one of the teachers of teachers for the Unity movement. He wrote this amazing book called Heart-Centered Metaphysics. He's facilitating a class right now on metaphysics, and this is a deeper way. He's such a great thinker in articulating the Unity principles, both from our founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, but also making it relevant for today. And Reverend Dr. Paul is just an amazing guy as it all. So we are in for another treat. But first, Misa and team will take it away. So this song has a special place in my heart because a former alumni of a show I was in is the one who wrote it and performed it. Her name is Celeste Henderson, and it's called Freedom. And we're going to present this for you today. are changing, and see how some things are not. See which people get answers, and then see which ones are for God. We hurt just like you. We bear the shoulders of truth. We're told this land is for you and I. Then why are we the ones who die? We are standing up. We will be the light. We all deserve the right to freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white, come join the right to fight for freedom. Look at all this frustration. Look at all this regret. Look at how we've been broken. And then tell me how we're the threat. Can't you see I'm just like your brother? Can't you see me just like a friend? If all lives really do matter, then tell me when the killing will end. We hurt just like you. We bear the shoulders of truth. These words are not just to comfort me. I sing for equality. We are light. We all deserve the right to freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white, join the right to fight for freedom. Whoa-oh, 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 whoa-oh. We are valued. We are valued. No justice, no peace. 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 We all deserve to be free. We are standing up. We will be the light. Right to freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white. Fight for freedom. We are standing up. We will be the light. Right to freedom. Let this be the night. Young, old, black and white. Fight for freedom. Freedom.
Wow. So if that didn't get you moving, check your heartbeat, okay? Wow. Thank you, music team. Oof. And good morning, UT San Francisco. I'm delighted to be here. I won't be here next week. But Reverend Ken will be. Okay, so cell phones, you probably already have them turned off, but have them set to camera, because I might put something up here you might want to take a picture of. So sit back, relax. That's my website, paulhasselbeck.com. My podcast is metaphysicalromp2.com, and my email address is alberthasselbeck@gmail.com. I offer those. If you want to reach out to me, there you go. So the joy of limitation. Maybe for some of you, that seems like a weird talk for a unity group, because we're always talking about how we're free and unlimited, and we don't have limitations on all of that. But the truth is, one of the problems that we have in manifestation and demonstration is that we stay too much in the I'm free and unlimited space and don't realize how important limitation is in our lives. And so I want to start with this affirmation. I am wondrously infinite in finite ways. See what I did there? Yeah. So, say this with me. I am wondrously infinite in finite ways. Oh, that was beautiful. Now, let's add that dominion. I am wondrously infinite in finite ways. Now, let's say it with zeal. Let's say this with, let's say it zealously. How's that? Okay? Ready? I am wondrously infinite in finite ways. And that is the truth. So, there we go. So, infinite and unlimited, finite and limited. So we are fully divine and we're fully human, setting this foundation. So that infinite, is that a word? Infiniteness? Anyway, is about our divinity. And our humanity is finite, isn't it? If we weren't finite, we couldn't go to church. While our body limits us in some ways, it also gives us the freedom to. So, God is not a being or entity. Hopefully we know these things. In unity, God does not change, is not opposed, so there's no devil. Good news, bad news. I mean, when I was a Christian, I could sort of blame my badness on the devil. So in unity, we say God is mine. By the term mine, we mean God, the universal principle, which includes all principles. God is principle. Principle is made up of faculties and laws. So, faculties. How many of you heard of the 12 powers? I've done this before. Yep. Those 12 powers are 12 divine ideas, and we use them to manifest faculties. And laws, we got the law of mind action, we got the law of expression. I'll get to that in a minute. You see, if we know these faculties and we know these laws, we can consciously show up instead of sort of randomly getting it right from time to time. So here's a tip, especially if you're reading the historic texts. Principle, power, divine idea, wherever you hear those, see those are all synonyms. They're not separate things. So, God is principle, present in its entirety at every point in space, all at the same time. All at the same time. Did you hear that? So we have something like, 372 trillion cells. Well, the entirety of the divine is present at each one of those cells. And Charles Fillmore said in an unpublished talk, if you can conceive that all that mind is right at hand for your use, all ideas or principles can be grasped and used by you. You see, we turn things on its head. In traditional religion, God uses us. In unity, we use our divinity. So, you already have all the power there is. Do you ever think about that? That should be a mind-expanding idea for you. You already have all the power there is. You have had the power to demonstrate disease in the face of omnipresent health. Poverty in the presence of an inexhaustible substance. Think of that for a minute. We are the principle of health in every one of our cells, and yet we have the power to manifest disease. This inexhaustible substance is this inexhaustible supply of divine ideas, principles, or powers. They're like in this great Amazon warehouse that we still have to select it to pull it out. You know, you can have all the ingredients of a cake in your kitchen, but they're never going to get together on their own to make a cake, are they? What does it take? You. It takes consciousness. The same is true of all these principles and laws. And then the quote goes on to say, no, it doesn't. If we send power out by our thought and word in hate, it destroys. But if we send it out in love, it builds. You decide how you use your power. So these divine ideas or principles are potential forces, just like the ingredients in that cake are potential to make a cake. Divine ideas and principles are potential forces waiting to be set in motion through proper formative vehicles. The thinking and feeling faculties in you, in me, are such vehicles. You are the one. You are the doer. You are the creator. So we have this infinite, unlimited divine ideas, and then we have this finite, limited side of us. And how do these divine ideas that are fully present right where we are become finite and limited and useful? Through our thought, feeling, and word. Your thought, your feeling, your word. Every thought, every feeling, every word you speak is taking from this ever-present substance, these principles and laws and powers and divine ideas, and you're manifesting. You know, people come up to me and say, Paul, why can't I demonstrate? Why can't I manifest? Well, that's a metaphysical impossibility. We're always demonstrating. We're always manifesting. When we say we're having trouble manifesting and demonstrating, it's more like, well, Paul, I'm manifesting and demonstrating things I don't want. How do I do the things I want? And it's through this very process I'm talking about. And so here's a law. We must learn the law of expression from the abstract to the concrete, from the formless to the formed. Have you noticed this? That an idea will form in your mind, and it's general, it's a little vague. And then over time, as you think and feel about it, it gets more and more specific. So it's moving from being abstract to more concrete. So abstract and formless, we could say that about every divine ideas. Then when we limit them, we get something concrete and formed and manifestation. So here we have principle, divine idea, and power. And so some people in unity, in case you haven't figured it out, have an allergy to the word limit and limitation. But it's really our friend. But if you're having trouble with that, you can say define, focus, form, refine, describe, whatever. So we take these infinite divine ideas that are available at every point in space, all at the same time, and through our thoughts and through our feelings and through our words, we give first expression in our body-mind system. We get more feeling around it. You see, consciousness is made up of awareness, arousal, and motivation. And as we build up this expression in us, as we build up that feeling around us, as we build up our arousal, we get more motivation to do what? To take action. And when I think of manifestation as something beyond my physical body, from my skin outward. And so you notice that's moving from the infinite to the finite. So desire and choice drive limitation. Have you noticed from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to bed, you're making choices and you're moving from desire to desire. And so the names and words and feelings we give to those choices and those desires affect our expression. So here's another way to look at it. So we have this infinite potential, we have all ideas, we have the idea table, we have a specific idea for a table, and finally we can build a physical table. And let's invest a minute and look at this more carefully because there's some really important lessons to be learned here. So you all agree there's an idea for table, right? Idea of table. But the idea of table is a little vague, isn't it? We kind of know what we're referring to, but we're not really talking about anything specific at this point, and you've heard me say it before. I'm going to say it again. What happens in vagueness? Oh, you're getting this. What happens in vagueness stays in vagueness, okay? So a committee gets together, or one person gets together, and they talk about building a table, and maybe they draw it out on a piece of paper, maybe they do a spec sheet, and they eventually can build a specific table. Now, if I had a specific table here, could you ever find the idea of the table in the wooden table or the specific table? No. Because the idea exists in consciousness. It doesn't really exist in a tangible form in the table. The table is a representation of the idea. You with me? Now, here's where we get to have fun. How many tables can be manifested from the idea of table? Infinite. Wow. Maybe an idea is infinite. How many people can use the idea of table at the same time? Infinite. Isn't this interesting? So an idea can be used an infinite number of times by an infinite number of people to create an infinite number of tables. Here's the kicker. Without the idea ever being used up. That's why we speak of the divine as abundance, as prosperity and unity. Because as soon as we define God as principle or power or as divine idea, we're talking about something that's intangible, that you can't smell, you can't taste, but you can perceive with your mind, with your consciousness. And when you do, you can limit that idea any way you want. And actually, that's how the good comes about, as well as the bad and the ugly. Because the divine idea isn't telling you how to use it. You are using it according to your own consciousness. There's one more thing about an idea. When I share a new idea with you, I don't have less idea, but now you have more idea. If I share this clicker with you, you would have more clicker and I had less clicker, right? So the way things work in consciousness is so distinct from the physical world that we have a hard time understanding the non-physical realm of consciousness because we tend to think in this three-dimensional consciousness. And we have to learn how to use these divine ideas consciously, to limit them in very specific ways to really get the outcomes we want. And I don't know about you, but there's a great joy in that. A great joy in that. In fact, this is how we manifest our freedom. By taking unlimited ideas and limiting them, limiting them in specific ways to have that outcome of freedom. And as Misa mentioned, there are people limiting divine ideas today in this country in ways that limit us, that we don't agree with. And so I would like to make this a call of action, that we stand up for our rights. You know, my personal rights may not be violated right now, but I must stand up for the rights of transgender people. Because if we say, oh, that doesn't have anything to do with me, how do we know if it's not going to come to me the next time? You see? So this idea of limitation is how we manifest. It's how we move ideas from the non-physical realm to the physical realm. It's how we show up as human beings, both as a body and a personality. And it's all in that process of moving from the unformed to the form, from the infinite to the finite, from the abstract to the concrete. And we do it with our thoughts, with our feelings, and with our words. So, Infinite, unlimited, thought, word, feeling, finite, limited. And there it is again. And let's say this again together. I am wondrously infinite in finite ways. Yes. Now let's say it zealously again. You know, I want you to say it in such a way that someone walking by feels it. Are you ready? Here we go. I am wondrously infinite in finite ways. And so you are, and so I am, and so it is. Amen.
That was wonderful. Let's take that to our time of meditation.
Welcome magic and wonder, brilliance and grace. Welcome joy and satisfaction, pleasure and strength. Welcome essence, beauty, presence, time, spirit, form, and space. Welcome excellence in every blessing, sacred and praise.
What I seek, I have. What I want to know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I want to be, I am. What I seek, I have. What I want to know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I want to be, I am.
Once again, feel your body right where you are. Feel the way where you're seated. Whatever you're seated upon is supporting you effortlessly. That's the way principle and law are. They are present, they are available for us to use. And so right now, as we open our heart minds a little further, let us open to this idea that we are indeed creating our life. We are creating it in amazing ways. While in our divinity, we are identical. In our humanity, we are gloriously distinct. I'm not you, you're not me. However, at the very core of our beingness, we are fully divine. At the core of your beingness, you are fully divine. We could say our divinity consists of the very raw materials that we use to manifest our humanity. So as we invest some time in the silence, think and reflect upon, how have you been manifesting? How have you been creating? How have you been making up your humanity today? Yes. Yes. In the face of the truth of the principle in health, we can and we do manifest disease. In the face and the truth of abundance and prosperity, we can and we do manifest poverty. However, none of that is required. None of that is forced upon you. You have the choice. You have the ability to limit health. You have the ability to limit abundance in ways that support your very magnificence. You are health. You are wholeness. You are life. You are abundance. You are generosity. You are benevolence, and so much more. Today, make a stand that you're using all of your divinity to be free and to be a stand for freedom wherever you go. And so it is.
Welcome magic and wonder, brilliance and grace. Welcome joy, satisfaction, pleasure and strength. Welcome essence, beauty, presence, time, spirit, form, and space. Welcome excellence in every blessing, sacred and pray. What I have, what I want to know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I want to be, I am. What I seek, I have. What I want to know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I want to be, I am.
I am a seed, I am a tree.
I am the flower, I am the bee.
I am fire and I am wind.
I accept love and also I give.
I am loud and I am mighty.
I am silent, I tread lightly.
I am brave and monumental.
I am modest, I am gentle.
I am a student and I teach.
I am the sand and I am the beach.
I am ease, I am power.
I am bridge and I am tower.
I am reason, I am wild.
I am mother, I am child. I am many, I am few. I am God and God is you. What I seek, I have. What I want to know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I want to be, I am. What I seek, I have. What I want to know, I understand. All I wish I could, I can. Who I want to be, I am. Who I want to be, I am. Who I want to be,
We can breathe into that truth that what we want to be, we can. Earlier in the service, we mentioned the spiritual connection card, which if you're in the room, it's on this paper that's tear away. If you're online, we're dropping a link in the chat. And this is the time in our service in which we can anchor what Reverend Paul talked about and take it into our week ahead. The first is, so as I'm reading these, think about what resonates most with you. I am fully divine. I am fully human. I consciously express my divinity in gloriously specific ways, and I am grounded in my divinity. I see the divinity in others. I checked all of these because I think that is an amazing, those are both amazing practices. We forgot to mention that Reverend Paul has a number of his books available for sale downstairs, so please see him. You can pay him during our hospitality service. Now, Unity San Francisco is a vibrant community, and it's only vibrant because of volunteers who give of their time, talent, and treasure. And so if you're interested in volunteering, we have a number of opportunities, specifically within our hospitality team, also on our welcome team, and also in our children's program. So please see me or one of the other staff if you're interested in that. Our spiritual connection card, where now is our time we're going to be having an offering. And so there are a number of ways in which you can give of your treasure. You can scan the barcode or scan the QR code up here. You can go on our website and donate. You can drop checks. You can mail checks. You can drop cash, all in the envelopes here. So we're incredibly grateful for people willing to give of their treasure. And we have an offering chant. So as I invite the ushers to come forward, we have an offering chant we have an offering affirmation that we say. And this is a way, again, to anchor the prosperity consciousness within us. And this affirmation goes like this. I'll read it once, and then you can know it with me. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Let's know this together. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is. Mr. Take it away.
So here's another of our Unity San Francisco chants built along our 5 principles. Thoughts and prayers.
It's not enough to say that you're gonna do it. Meditate and pray your way through it. With thoughts and prayers in action, do a good deed. Thoughts and prayers in action, be what the word means. It's not enough to say that you're gonna do it. Meditate and pray your way through it. With thoughts and prayers in action, do a good deed. Thoughts and prayers in action, be what the word means. It's not enough to say that you're gonna do it. Meditate and pray your way through it. With thoughts and prayers in action, do a good deed. Thoughts and prayers in action, be what the word means. Thoughts and prayers in action.
We have it within ourselves to be what the world needs. Thank you, Meeson team. Okay. Earlier this year, actually not too long ago, we learned how to build or fold paper cranes. And we infused these cranes with our intentions, our prayers, our affirmations. And so we've made over 1,000 cranes. And so next week, we're going to learn, after service around 1 o'clock, we're going to learn how to string these. And they'll be downstairs in our community room, and they will serve as reminders of our prayers and affirmations. So stay after hospitality, and we will hang these. Unity San Francisco is part of a larger unity movement. And so every year, Unity World Headquarters does a World Day of Prayer. And so they have asked us, along with other Unity churches, to say these affirmations that are going to be aired during the World Day of Prayer, which is usually in the fall. So we are all going to say this. This is a participatory event. We're going to say, Happy World Day of Prayer from Unity San Francisco. We're going to say, I open my heart to healing in this moment. And then we're going to repeat this prayer of protection. Light of God surround us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And Ryan's going to record that. So if we can know this together. Happy World Day of, we're going to do a rehearsal. Run. Happy World Day of Prayer from Unity San Francisco. I open my heart to healing in this moment. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God unfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. So we're going to do it one more time, but recorded. Zealiciously. Love it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy World Day of Prayer from Unity San Francisco. I open my heart to healing in this moment. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God unfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever God is, wherever we are, God is. Woo! And so it is. Thank you, Ryan. Now we have amazing, energetic bunches of children. And now is our time to bless the children. And this is something an affirmation that we say to the kids, but we can also say it to our inner child within us. Kiddos, if you want to come on up. Woo! Come on, Oliver. Come on, guys. So we're going to say special blessing over you all because we are so grateful for who you are. This affirmation goes like this. I'll read it once and then we can all know this together and extend and surround our kiddos with love. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. Let's know this together. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. And so it is. Woo! We have a number of connection groups, which I mentioned earlier at the beginning of service, is a way just to connect and get to know each other more. Some of them are on Zoom, some of them are in person. Check your bulletin and your e-newsletter. Our prayer chaplains want to hold you and lift you up in prayer. So please see one of them after service. They'll be in the sanctuary. They'll be downstairs. You can submit a prayer request online, and they're wearing the white stoles. We have an online spiritual salon, and this is a way for all of Unity San Francisco that exists both here in the country and around the world and in the room to connect and get to know each other better. And thank you to everybody. Thank you to our hospitality team who's working to prepare food downstairs, Reverend Dr. Paul, our music team, our AV team, our prayer chaplains, our board of trustees, everybody, all of you, thank you for making this an amazing service. And now, in our closing song,
stand as you are willing and able to join us in our closing song, which has been a great big hit on the radio lately, so I think you'll know it. And guess what? It is also called Freedom by one Mr. John Batiste. We ready? Here we go. When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom. Free to live
How I want to live.
I'm gonna get
What I'm going to get.
'cause it's my freedom. I love how you talk. You speak in my language. The way that you walk, you can't contain it. Is it the shoes? Jump up kangaroo. We're overdue for a little more prancing. Now is your time. You can shine. If you do, I'ma do too. Hey, when I move my body just like this, I don't know how to feel blue stars. I know exactly who you are. 'Cause then I see you shine, you're shining, you're shining, you're shining. When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but it feels like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back. I let go with so much freedom. Free to live.
How I wanna live,
I'm okay.
what I'm gonna get.
'Cause it's my freedom. Freedom.
All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. You're in luck. Reverend Ken will be back next week. We wish him a happy vacation.
Hey.
And have a great Sunday. Close it out, new song.
I'm okay.
What I'm gonna get.
'Cause it's my freedom. I hear a song, it takes me back, and I let go. So much freedom. Free to live.
How I wanna live,
I'm gonna
what
get.
I'm gonna get.
'Cause it's my freedom. Hey, wiggle, wiggle with the whole tape. Wiggle, wiggle with the whole tape. Let me see you wobble. Wiggle, wiggle with the whole tape. Wiggle, wiggle with the whole tape. Let me see you shake. Wiggle, wiggle with